Hey guys, welcome back to Let's Play the Journeyman Project Turbo. Alright, we're ready to solve this little mastermind puzzle here, and I will be truthful. This is the first time doing this. If I fail, you guys will know. Alright, so let's try this here.
Node 1, red. Node 2, yellow. Node 3, green. 0 nodes correct.
Now, I got 0 correct, but honestly, sometimes that's what I prefer, because that means that, I got full information. I know for certain that the first one is not red. If I were to get something like a 1 here, I wouldn't know which one is the correct color, so I have to kind of test around for that.
Node 1, yellow. Node 2, green. Node 3, red. 3 nodes correct.
Well,
you have completed level 1.
Sweet.
Now accessing level 2.
See, like for that one...
Choose a color node.
Yes, I know. For like that one, if I'd gotten another 0 all the way across the board, I would have definitely had the answer then, because that only leaves 1 color for each spot. I would have known exactly what I needed to do. In that case, though, I got lucky. Got it just on the second try right off the bat. So now level 2, it adds another color. This becomes a real problem when it gets to level 3 when there's 5 colors to choose from.
Node 1, red. Node 2, yellow. Node 3, green. 1 node correct.
Alright, see, now there's 1 correct, but the question is, which one?
Node 1, red. Node 2, green. Node 3, yellow. 0 nodes correct.
So because I swapped the yellow and the green, that means one of these was correct, and that means that red is not here. So...
Node 1, blue. Node 2, yellow. Node 3, red. 2 nodes correct.
I'm kind of guessing here, so it is possible that red or yellow is here, and either the red or the blue is correct. Let's see. If these 2 were the correct ones, that would mean this last one would have to be blue, but it can't be. If it was these 2, this could still be the right one. So...
Node 1, green. Node 2, yellow. Node 3, red. 3 nodes
got it.
Correct. You have completed level 2.
I was kind of talking to myself there.
Level 3.
But I'm just figuring it out in my head. Yeah, we know. Okay, so now they add purple. Again, we'll start off with just the basic 3. I found that more often than not, the solution would involve red, yellow, and green. Or maybe at least 2 of them. Very rarely I've seen it actually involve purple, at least all the times that I've played. But it is random, so it can be any combination, I guess.
Node 1, red. Node 2, yellow. Node 3, green. 1 node correct.
Again, the 1 node.
Node 1, red. Node 2, green. Node 3, yellow. 0 nodes correct.
And once again, the red isn't the correct one. It's either this or this. Well, let's go with what I did last time.
Node 1, blue. Node 2, yellow. Node 3, red. 1 node correct.
Except this time, only 1 is correct. Now see, the problem is, was this the one? Was this the one? Or was green the right one? I don't know.
Node 1, yellow. Node 2, blue. Node 3,
Let's see if the green was the right one.
1 node correct.
Again, it could be the green one. Then what's correct here? The blue, possibly?
Node 1, blue. Node 2, red. Node 3, green. 3 nodes
Bingo!
Correct. You have completed level 3.
Sweet.
The explosive device has been disarmed. You may now remove the explosive device manually.
Sweet. Okay. That only took me 1 try. This is my first attempt at it. I'm not lying either. I would tell the truth if I had to do it more than once. Alright, so, getting back on track here. So we have disarmed the bomb, and we have saved the colony from blowing up. So, obviously, let's retract the platform in the meantime here while I talk. So the robot planted this card bomb here. And that's why the colony was destroyed. It was not the aliens. However, we are still not done here yet. Robot to go see what else he was going to do. Yes, radiation. So... now heading on back inside, the question is which way do we go? Do we go this new way, or can we just go back? Because it sounded like the robot left through this way. However, when we come here, the transport is gone.
Maintenance transport disabled.
Well, I guess we don't really need the transport. I mean, we can honestly just take the tunnel ourselves. It's not that big of a deal. Or maybe it is a big deal after all. I thought this was kind of the quirkier deaths, and it says, death by transport shuttle. Well, at least you weren't eaten by a Gru. I forget what that's a reference to. It's an older game, or maybe it's a book. It's from something older that I don't know. If you happen to know, you can say. Interesting thing I found about this death is if you open up, if you look at the CD, you can see all the resources. You can see the movie clips and the pictures and some of the things like this. You can actually see all the death screens. What I found interesting is they're all numbered in order, not necessarily in a particular order, but it's just like this is ending 1, 2, 3, all the way through. I think it's something like maybe like 20. The last, the finale, like the actual good ending, the whole end to this whole thing, whatever picture number that is, let's just say if it was like 19, this one is 20, meaning it feels like maybe this one was an afterthought, like an extra death they decided to add in after the fact, since all the other ones are kind of in order in that sense. I don't know for certain. That's just what I always thought. But, what a way to go. Let's go back. Alright, so we won't go that way, but also another interesting thing about that is that death is supposed to happen when you're on this side and you try to go back. I found like a weird, it's kind of a weird glitch. If you're on the other side and you come back here like again, you arrive in the transport cart and then it disappears again, and then you suddenly get the thing coming at you and you get hit and you die. Seems like a weird little glitch, but anyways, moving on. And if that didn't make sense, don't worry about it.
Warning. Life support systems not active beyond this point.
Actually, I almost forgot. Let's just check out the card bomb. This timed explosive device was created for the purpose of destroying anything with an access card slot. Well, we'll just tuck that in our pocket, I guess, and hopefully it doesn't go off. I don't know why we want to keep carrying around this bomb. Isn't that kind of dangerous? We'll just hope that it doesn't go off randomly. Now we are going to get out the mapping biochip. Because this is a maze. This is probably the only the spot where you really could use the mapping biochip that's actually useful. Now, this music track right here, I'm gonna wander through the whole maze and just to kind of, because I want to hear the music track play too. I'm just gonna talk about some things. This is one of the reasons why I wanted to play this game so badly, because this was not actually the first game that I played. I played the second game, Buried in Time, first. It was the only one I had at the time. And on that disc was a trailer for, it was called the Journeyman Project Director's Cut, which later turned into Pegasus Prime. They changed the name and that's what it was. And in the trailer video, this was the music track that they used. And so again, I hadn't played this game yet, so I didn't know where the music track originally came from. I didn't know it was from the first, but I heard this track and when I watched that trailer video, I told myself, I have to play this game. I was so determined to play the entire series at that point, or at the very least this first game, because I really liked the second one. And for go down here to clear out this part. And funny thing about that was, this was, I don't know how old was I? I can't even remember. Maybe like 10 or 11 or something like that. This was still fairly early on when I was really getting into puzzle adventure games. And so I had just the second game. I wanted to get all of them, at least the first one here. So I went to the local mall at the, well, it turned into GameStop. It was called Software Etc. at the time, although I believe that was still like one of it was connected to them somehow. Either way, I went there in hopes of finding the first game, and I looked around the whole store and I couldn't find it at all. But lo and behold, when I had almost given up hope, I looked up way up high on the high shelving, and sure enough, up on top there, I saw a big black and green rectangle box, and it said the Journeyman Project Trilogy. And I seriously like lost it almost, because I was so excited that I told him, that's it, that's exactly what I was looking for, and even better, it was the trilogy. It wasn't just the first game, I could actually have all three. I already had the second one at the time, but if it was the only way to get my hands on the first and third game, why not? So, of course, I got that. I was super excited. What else? There was something else I wanted to talk about. Well, that was mainly, it was that trailer video, the director's cut video thing, that made me want to play so bad. So that's why I just also really like this music track. I think it's like the best in this whole game here. And I'm sad that in Pegasus Prime, they don't use this track during the maze part. It really sucks. I'm just thinking, why would you take that out? Why would you take out the two most awesome tracks in the game? This and the video sequence from when you use the Pegasus. They changed that too, so none of that. No, doesn't have the music and everything. Anyways, so you can see that having the whatchamacallit, actually we're not gonna go that way. Having the mapping biochip is kind of useful for here. You could eventually find your way out. And they say on the making of video, you're supposed to have 3 minutes here before you're gonna run out of oxygen. So if you actually listen to this track long enough, I'm just gonna sit here for a sec, you'll see why. If you take long enough, the music track will start to slow down, start to hear some heavy breathing, and then a heartbeat will start to pulsate. It's to give you, the impression that you're running out of time, you're running out of oxygen. Honestly, I don't see how this could possibly take more than 3 minutes, as long as you're not just screwing around. I mean, if you didn't, you have to have the mapping biochip. It's given to you at the start, so you have it at your disposal. This is not a huge maze, it's not difficult. But, so I think it's kind of a shame. You don't get to typically hear that track, at least I don't think. At least I never did, because it didn't take me that long to get through the maze. And he says 3 minutes. I think they extended it to something like maybe 6 or 7. Maybe they did that for the turbo version because maybe they thought players needed more time, or I don't know if people had trouble with it. I don't know. I didn't. But anyways, enough of listening to the music track. The reason why I stopped here is because if I turn, the music stops, unfortunately, because this is the end of the maze. So here, this is some kind of like ore mining shaft, conveyor thing that goes up, so we can actually use this kind of like a little lift. But actually, we're going to do something different here. This is kind of weird. We get close enough, and once we get on, if you keep trying to like move forward or backward or whatever a few times while you're in that dark space, you get this ending. Now, I've heard that this is kind of like a glitch ending, like it's not supposed to be naturally done this way, but I don't know where else you would get this death. And it does say shafted, so it's like, you really should look where you're walking, you've fallen down the shaft. Well, I guess we kind of were going up one. Fortunately, the fall didn't kill you. Unfortunately, the landing did. See, the graphic kind of doesn't really make sense, though. I mean, it doesn't really look like that's where we were. But, I mean, as far as I know, there's no other way to get this death screen. So, moving back. Alright, so back here, this time we'll actually take it all the way up. And there's the exit. And there's the death. I think this is probably the death that will catch pretty much anyone who plays off guard, because it happens so quickly. The first time when I played, how was I supposed to know that I'm supposed to hop off immediately as soon as I see the door? But nope, instead you get crushed in the ore crusher. He who hesitates is lost. The ore crusher is a not so subtle reminder of this fact. Well, again, how was I supposed to know? So I don't know. That is kind of like a dick move because it's just like everyone I think is gonna fall for that one. Anyways, moving back. Okay, so now let's actually go up the lift and get off at the proper moment. Which is now. As soon as you see the door entirely, that's like when you have to press forward and hop off. Now this is kind of strange. Why is my energy stuck? That's kind of weird. It's not like when I save and load or something. I don't know. But again, the energy really doesn't matter. So, turn around here, you can actually see... I think you could actually probably go back on. I'm not going to, but probably could. Now you might recognize where this should come out. Because we've only seen 2 of these throughout the whole thing here on Mars. Spin. See, this is what I mean. We've gone through quite a bit on this time zone. We've explored quite a bit. The other ones don't feel quite as expansive. And sure enough, we end up on this other side where we first got killed, and we saw the robot who was hauling some ass. He was going a lot faster there, I believe.
Shuttle 2 has...
It would seem like the robot took the second shuttle, so it would be a good idea to follow him. And this is what I was talking about. If I go back this way, take the transport all the way there, I think it gets there, and then it gets that glitch, and then I get killed. But we're not supposed to go back there anyways.
No shuttle present at this dock.
I thought it said something different, but I guess it doesn't. Maybe it says that... Does it say it 2?
No shuttle present at this dock.
Nope, guess not. So the only thing we can do is hop into Shuttle 3, which luckily works.
Emergency shuttle lock override.
Oh, that's convenient. Just override the system.
Please have unauthorized launch of Shuttle 2, over.
I copy that. Launch of Shuttle 2 confirmed. What is Shuttle 2's current location? Over.
Shuttle 2 appears to be headed towards the launch tube. Hang on a second. We have an unauthorized breach of security in Shuttle 3, over.
Current location?
Shuttle 3 is still at bay in East Gantry, over.
Roger. Sending security force to East Gantry. Requesting manual override on launch sequence for Shuttle 3, over.
That's a negative. The whole security grid on the East Gantry seems to be down.
Please secure all loose objects. Prepare for drop launch. Configuring launch matrix. Generating propulsor waves. Stand by for atmospheric breakaway.
The graviton cannon is a highly destructive combat weapon. The energy damping beam will safely drain a targeted ship of energy for tracking purposes. The tractor beam can only hold a targeted ship whose energy level has been drained below 10%.
Attention tower, shuttles 2 and 3 have both armed their weapons systems. It looks like the lead shuttle has locked its graviton cannon on the alien spacecraft. Estimated time till intercept, 5 minutes.
So that is what the robot is heading out to do. He's heading out to destroy the alien ship. So we have to stop him. Now, like it said, we can use either the graviton cannon or the energy damping beam. Now, which one do you think I want to use? Well, you only get 2 guesses.
The graviton cannon is a highly destructive
Yes, we
combat
know what it is.
weapon.
Boom! Boom! And we're actually going to switch to the energy damping beam now. Beam. Why? Because this is the thing about this is when it comes to the defeating these robots, at least this one in this case, there's usually 2 ways to go about doing it. There is a peaceful way and a non-peaceful way. Does it ultimately matter? Not really. I can't remember. I think it gives maybe different points for that, but again, the points don't really matter. If you destroy the ship with the graviton cannon, you will succeed in stopping the robot, but that counts as the non-peaceful manner, and we actually don't want to do that for a reason you'll see in just a sec here. But what you can do is fire the graviton cannon twice, and then the energy damping beam once, as long as you hit it. That is enough to bring it down to just below 10%. So that's actually a pretty quick way to do it, rather than just energy damping beam him repeatedly. So now we can activate the tractor beam.
The tractor beam can only
It's a
hold
little
a
iffy because it
targeted
has to
ship.
be in the center. And he keeps moving around. He doesn't always move around to the center, so I got kind of lucky there.
Pre-transportation scan reveals damage to targeted ship. In its attempt to break free from tractor field, all onboard electrical systems were overloaded.
Alright, well, good. So now that we've stopped him, we can actually transport over to his ship.
Verifying coordinates. Scanning destination area. Destination safe for transport.
And we don't even get an animation, we just magically get teleported. So we're right outside. Now, if you were playing this for your first time, this would be a really good spot to make a save, because they kind of screwed up on this part. They kind of made a mistake that I think they shouldn't have done it this way.
The alien ship must be destroyed.
And the robot's shorted out. And you can actually see its name on top of its head here, Ares, and blah blah blah. Now this is the reason why I would advise having a save right outside.
Central processor damaged. Self-destruct sequence initiated.
Because you can screw this part up and then you want to be able to load. And here's also why you wouldn't want to destroy him with the graviton cannon. When you defeat the robot, you can actually grab some of its biochips. If you destroyed it, you wouldn't get the biochips. And the part that they messed up on for this game is, right now nothing happens. The self-destruct won't happen just yet. It will happen if I take this particular biochip, which means if I don't attempt to grab these, I won't get a chance to. He'll self-destruct, which means you can miss out on some of the biochips. Now in this case though, this one's the mapping biochip, which makes sense that he would have one of his own. I mean, they had the maze there just so that he can get around. So it makes sense for him to have it. We can actually grab this one there. This one is the trace biochip, which we'll look at in just a bit. You can't grab any of these because these are all like 2 damage. You can see graphic-wise that you can't. If you grab this one though, then he self-destructs. Alien ship has safely left the solar system and the colony is out of danger. So we resolved the temporal rip here. So we get auto-recalled.
Select a destination from the listing on the left monitor.
And so now you can see that the time zone is now gone since we have completed what we needed to do there. I'm not sure if we don't grab the right items, like say if I left behind the wire cutter, which is used elsewhere, I'm trying to think if we would not be allowed to go back. It's possible, but I would like to think they would take that into account. They just kind of screwed up with the biochips. And on here, the rip from the Morimoto Mars colony, it's now gone. Let's check out the chips that we got. Got this trace biochip. Well, we'll get into that later. Detects isotropic residues which commonly left behind by time travelers. So this can be it basically can track a time traveler's footprints because they don't belong natively to that time. So they leave behind this stuff. We also have the optical memory biochip. This is for storing optical data. This actually has a video clip on there that we can essentially watch. I'm not going to watch it just yet though, because like I mentioned with the whole sound thing, unfortunately if I were to try to watch the video in here, this background noise, it would still be going, and it makes it kind of hard to listen to the video. The only thing I can do is step outside for a quick sec where it's quieter, and then watch the video clip so that it's easier. So I'll be right back. Okay, now that I'm outside, you can see it's a lot quieter. So I'll be doing this for things like this. You'll see. And again, the little video clip for this one here too, it's kind of outside the window, but it's not too big of a deal. You can see here, this is the symbol that was on the robot. So this is Ares, this is his objective.
Ares, I'm sending you to Earth's colony on Mars in the year 2185. There you must accomplish 2 events simultaneously. First, you will plant the delayed action explosive device I've given you in such a way that you will wipe out the entire colony by blowing up their atmospheric shield generator. But before the bomb detonates, you must hijack an armed escort shuttle and destroy the alien who was reported in that vicinity at that exact time. The result of this plan is two-edged. Earth will think that the aliens wiped out their colony. The aliens will think that Earth destroyed their ship. What better plan could I have to keep everyone reminded of who the real enemy is and where the real danger lies?
Well, apparently the real danger would lie with this nut job here. So now we finally get a little bit more insight as to why the temporal rips have occurred. We knew it was the robot that was causing it, but someone sent that robot to do this. Now, right now, we don't know who this is, but this gives us a little bit of insight, and he apparently has something against the aliens. And again, that whole theme of the aliens keeps popping up. So that's important to keep in mind, but again, we don't know exactly who this is or exactly why he's doing this, but we'll find out more as we visit the other time zones. So heading back into the Pegasus now. Okay, we're back inside the Pegasus, and we are ready now to head to the next time zone, but I'm going to cut this video here. So in the next one, we are going to visit the World Science Center. So I'll see you then.